The most important thing in life is pretty much how to handle your emotions. If you don't know how to handle your emotions, you're always going to create problems for yourself and for others. Particularly with women, handling your emotion is vital because it affects your decision making. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the emotional skill that every woman needs in order to be successful in relationships. By you learning these emotional skills, you'll be able, even if you feel needy, you'll be able to hold back. Even if you feel anxious, you'll be able to hold back. Even if you feel like chasing somebody who disrespected you, you'll be able to hold back. In other words, you'll be able to break patterns that has kept you locked in perpetual unsatisfying relationships through these methods. Okay, so let's begin this. By the way, we're having a meditation group today in Brooklyn. If you want to attend, you'll see it under the description down below where you could get where you can message me to attend the meditation group. And if you guys ever want to get one-on-one coaching, go to Mindful Attraction. We have monthly coaching, weekly coaching, where you can have access to me 24/7. For 1 week is 500, where you could have access to me literally 24/7. And for like a month, I think it's around 1,500. It's like all access. This is particularly good for women who are seeing somebody and you just need somebody to be there and tell you exactly what to do when he sends a certain text or when he does something to you. That's perfect. It's called Coach in the Pocket. You first have to work with me, and then if you qualify, then we could provide that. Okay, so the description down below is where you can get all the info. All right, so a loyal Patreon supporter asked me, right, what are some of the emotional skills every man needs, right? So every woman needs, not man. Look, so first of all, the first skill is knowing yourself, self-awareness. Now, not all self-awareness is good, all right? Why? Because there are different types of self-awareness. The first type is being self-aware. These people manage emotions well and don't ruminate on the emotions long enough, right? Let's just say they missed their flight. They'll be mad for like 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, they're happy. On the other end, somebody misses their flight. They'll be mad for like the whole week, and they still think about it a month later, right? There's more of an echo of pain, right? So that's the first thing. Self-aware people who manage their emotions well and don't ruminate. The second thing is people who get engulfed in the emotions that they're self-aware of, like anger. They'll feel the anger, and they'll just like go into it, like they'll just dive deep into the anger, right? They're aware of the emotion, but they don't give a fuck about it. The next thing is accepting, right? There's two types of acceptance of emotions, right, that are negative. One, it's almost like when people are depressed and they just given up. They're like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna be depressed. Like they're accepting of their depression, and they're not motivated to change it. And the next one is people who have a good mood, right? And they don't have a reason to change it, right? It's like when things are good, because things are good, you don't need to be present, right? And then naturally when things go bad, you go back to being present. That's why when things are good, even though things are good, you still don't want to hold on to the good. Stay present, almost as though it's still something bad. Treat the good like you treat the bad. Become aware. Don't hold on to it, and don't push it away. Right? So those are the 1, 2, 3, right? Three types of self-awareness, right? Because, and also this is another thing about self-awareness, is that it is actually a talent, right? Because studies show that some people possess more of an ability to sense emotions than others. Some people can sense emotions. Some people can't even sense any of the emotion. They only can sense the physical reaction of the emotion. There's actually a medical condition for that, which says that there's a spectrum. Some people feel a lot, and some people don't feel a lot. And there's some people who are just naturally good at feeling emotion. And those people naturally, which means that some people might be talented at sensing certain emotions than others, right? And those people tend to be poets. Those people tend to be writers, musicians, right? People who know how to put emotions, like for example, Theodore Dostoevsky, right? He was able to sense people really well. Robert Greene, right? People who have high degrees of emotional awareness. It tends to be a talent that they use for creative writing or for any types of creative field, right? What we want to do is be so self-aware that we are aware of the slightest emotions. Like what I do on a daily basis, I'm pretty much aware of almost every emotion that comes to me. And sometimes when I feel at peace and present, I just say, is there something inside me that I'm not aware of? And I just observe. I'm like, is there any emotion hiding inside? And I observe. Say to myself, is there somewhere I want to be that's not here? And if I do, I look for the emotion that's causing that, and I just look at it, right? You want to get to the depth. You want to be able to clean that window so much that not even a microscopic organisms could survive in there, right? Just bring in awareness deeply, as deep as possible. By the way, people, these questions were asked from my loyal Patreon supporters and by people who purchase email coaching. Let me show you guys how to do it. All you got to do is just go to my website, Mindful Attraction, and click on Work With Me. And there you guys can find all of the options to work with me one-on-one. All of these, the phone calls are private, people, okay? Nobody will find out about this. And these are the questions. This is getting eliminated, by the way. These are the questions that you guys get where you guys can ask me and I answer them on YouTube and stuff like that. Just change things up and nobody will know it's you, okay? It's a good way to get a situation assessed by me. And also other people will give you their opinions on it as well, okay? If you want to read the comments, but I wouldn't do it if I was you. So yeah, I'll see. So let's continue with the video. Right. Also, unconscious emotions might be, and unconscious emotion is also like, for example, like when a woman wears red, women who wear red and people who wear red look more attractive, right? And the reason why that is because red elicits more of an attractive sensations from people, but it's an unconscious thing because you might not be aware that you're really attracted to this person because it's been amplified because of the red. What we want to be aware of is the unconscious amplification. Right? You want to be so aware of so many little things, and it's not hard. All it takes is just to look within yourself, right? You will develop that self-awareness. Because the emotions you usually feel are there before you even notice it. And that's where most people, you want to be able to sense it as it arises and as it leaves, right? You want to be waiting for everything. You want to be looking at the door and waiting for whoever to come in and accept them. And once they're ready to leave, you want to be looking at that door and see them leave with acceptance, right? So the unconscious emotions could possibly be simple physical manifestations rather than metaphysical feelings of emotions, right? So what I mean by that is that sometimes you feel emotions through a physical sensation. When you're not aware of the emotion, sometimes you're aware of the physical manifestation. So you might be stressed out and you might not notice it, but you have a headache though. You might be stressed out and you might not notice it, but your neck really hurts, right? Those are all the physical manifestations of the emotion. What we want to do is look into it deeply by just being present, noticing the breath and observing what's going on inside of you, not letting the outside world absorb all of your attention and just keeping some attention on within. So that's one thing, right? Self-awareness, the first key. And you develop that through just being present, observing the breath, noticing it, right? Always be monitoring what's going on inside of you. Don't try to change it, just observe. The next one is managing your emotions. Right? It's pretty much handling what you're aware of. And there are two different types of reactions to emotions, right? The first one is aware of emotions, that you become aware of the emotion and you make it worse by amplifying it. For example, somebody's angry at you. You're angry at somebody, right? And studies show that the more you ruminate on the anger, the more anger you feel. It's like politicians, right? They tell you things to make you angry, because anger is the number one emotion that leads to people to taking action. So you feel the anger and then you think about the reason why you're angry, right? The reason why you've been wronged, right? And it actually amplifies the emotion. If you just observe the anger without telling yourself why you're angry, the anger will go away. Studies show that just observing the anger, it's like putting water into a fire. It diminishes it, right? So, and the second thing is aware of emotion, they ignore it and suppress it. So they aware of emotion, they make it worse and they amplify it. And then they're aware of the emotion and they don't like it, and so they suppress it. That's still bad, right? Because then you're pretty much creating a ticking time bomb where one day you will snap and your shadow side will come out in an uncontrollable way. So what you want to do is just become aware of it, observe it, say yes to it, even speak to it. Say I love you emotion. Say I'm not going to push you away. Say I would not reject you. I will nurture your emotion and just accept it. Smile at it. Don't resent it. Look at it. Hold it in your arms of awareness. And what you'll notice is that this little monster that you think it is an insubstantial phantom that, like Eckhart Tolle says, is an insubstantial phantom that cannot prevail against the power of your presence. You're just aware of it. And what happens is it becomes like a little cat playing with a little ball, right? It's not as bad as it looks. Right. So the next emotional skill that you have to develop is motivating yourself, knowing how to marshal emotions for motivation and mastery. So something that you could do to motivate yourself is just visualizing what you want to do. Visualizing what you want to do that day, but visualize it in intensity and vividness. Because if you imagine something, when you don't want to do something, you naturally imagine it in a dull, black and white way, right? If you imagine something you don't want to do, in your mind's eye, it looks boring, it looks ugly, it looks dull, it looks like a movie that you don't like. But something happens, the subnormalities change in your mind. Whenever you want to do something fun, you'll see it in your mind as very vivid, very ripe, like a ripe fruit. But when you don't want to do something, you see it as dull, dark, even small and blurry. What you want to do is whenever you want to do something and motivate yourself, imagine that one thing in more vividness, in more intensity. See it in your mind's eye. Make the image larger, sharper, more vivid, and make it come alive in your mind. And you'll notice that the motivation to do that will increase. Other things that you could do to manage your emotion, the most important thing is getting out of bed. So a method that you could do is just if you want to get out of bed, just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, and you get up, right? Other things that you could do is to just practice pushing through the resistance. And if you want to learn more about this, you can read the book The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It will teach you how to do that. The next thing that you could do is just having a discipline, right? Having a discipline. Like something that I do is I go to school. Going to school forces me to be disciplined. School keeps me disciplined. If you don't have a discipline, something that's hard that you want to get better at, you're not going to develop the proper discipline, right? So having a skill that you want to master will give you the motivation to push yourself further, right? So the next thing that you got to do, the next skill is recognizing the emotion in other people, and that's through empathy. And something that you have to do in order to do that, you have to be able to shut your mind down when you're talking to people, rather than focusing on your mind and what you're going to say next. Feel your body from within. Stop thinking, because when you think, you miss nonverbal cues. Observe people's emotions. Observe the way they talk. Become fascinated by the way that they think, right? Try to imagine why they say what they say. Try to imagine why they think why they think. And also just try to look for what makes them different as a person. Try to see what makes them unique, what makes them stand out in conversation. Other things that you could do is just observe their daily emotions, right? How do they feel on a daily basis, so that one day, if they feel out of character, one day, if there's something wrong, you can sense it, because you're saying to yourself, okay, they're usually quiet and shy, but today they're more talkative and extroverted. Something's different in them. You want to be able to, everyone in your life, you want to be able to describe their natural state, because you are so aware of them. And a lot of people miss it because they're just aware of their thoughts. It's like being aware of your thoughts. It's like having a full-time job, right? But also wanting to be an artist. If you want to have the time to be a good artist, you got to quit your job. If you want to be able to read people, you got to stop taking so much time in thinking and leave and give that energy of thinking to just observe, and it'll amplify. You'll see more, you'll sense more. When I'm present and I'm not thinking and I'm just in my body, I see humans for what they are. I see it not in a bad way, but from an empathetic way. I see the humanity. I see the little changes. I see them with a look of compassion. And that look of compassion allows you to take more in about them, to take more in about their personality, what makes them unique, and also to be able to observe fake emotions, to be able to notice when somebody's trying to manipulate you and play you. And the last thing is, once you are aware of emotions in other people, the next thing is knowing how to use those emotions and handling them, managing emotions in others. This comes down, like I said, paying attention to people's daily emotion and knowing their temperament. And once you know how to do that, once you have a feel about how about their temperaments, then before you do anything, you always consider how they are. You always consider their personality. You don't just treat people the same. You consciously change things up a little bit simply because they're different. This is something that will come natural to you if you just pay attention. This is like the last stage. You're not going to get here if you don't do the first three things. So don't try to say, oh, I want to do that part. No. First becoming self-aware, right? Then knowing how to handle those emotions, managing those emotions. And then once you know how to handle those emotions, then you could motivate yourself to feel certain things, right? To push yourself further. And once you know how to control yourself, then you could then use empathy to become aware of other people. And then once you know how other people's emotions are, what makes them unique, what makes them different as people, then you could then use what you know to manage other people, to manage emotions. And this is the key to developing social intelligence. In fact, I'm creating a course right now about social intelligence. I may put it on pre-sale by the end of the year, but hopefully I'll be able to put that course by the end of the summer. All right, it's gonna be my best course, to be quite honest with you. I've been doing research for like the past 1 or 2 years, so yeah, I don't put out courses a lot, but when I do, I put in the effort. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you guys want to attend I'm actually thinking, if you guys want to attend my meditation group online, I'm thinking of doing it. Let me know. People if you watch this far, let me know. I may do it. You guys could donate to if you guys have a question that you guys want me to answer on live, you guys can send your question there or donate to the channel if you want. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one through either through coaching one-on-one in the phone, it's private, click on the description. Or if you guys want to ask me a question so that I could read it live, you guys can become a Patreon supporter, and there you guys can ask me questions. Today I was going to do a Zoom for the Patreon people. I can't do it. I don't got time. My mom's coming, people. So we're going to have to reschedule the Zoom meeting for next week. So all the Patreon, if you join Patreon now, we're going to be doing monthly Zoom meetings for everyone, people. Okay. And so join, and I'll see you guys inside, okay? Take care. All right, ladies. So finally, I have released my second course for women, which is natural chemistry. This course is a 5-week course. 5-week course where every week you're going to get a new set of videos based on specific issues. This course is all about how to create and maintain the attraction in any man. This will help you create love. This will help you deepen the love with your man. This is not about manipulation. This is not about playing games. This is genuine natural chemistry. No more short-term partners. No more being fooled. Why? Because I will reveal to you not only how to create attraction in the first week, but also how to understand male nature, how to understand their tricks, how to prevent from being too attached, signs that he's the wrong guy, signs that he's a narcissist, signs that he's a mama's boy, signs that he's an emotionally available guy, emotionally unavailable guy. We go over everything. We go over this third week, setting boundaries. We go over the third week, controlling your emotions, right? Setting boundaries, fourth week. Fifth week, embracing your masculine and the feminine, right? And on top of that, I have over 10 different bonuses. 10 different bonuses, my Lord have mercy, right? With a money back guarantee. The bonus are 1, the natural chemistry, over 10 hours of content, right? The breakup formula, how to deal with a breakup, right? The connecting with your man, right? Establishing a life of abundance, social mastery, understanding your dark side, the goal setting seminar, which is about how to set and achieve goals, practical mastery that will teach you how to master anything. The laws of human nature. I have a book club for the laws of human nature with over 4 hours of content, right? The transformational seminar in a pocket, which is my mindfulness seminar, and the Chase audiobook. This originally is $1,800, but you get it starting at $97, ladies and gentlemen, right? $97. We have different packages, but all of this starts at $97. And you know what? You can check it out for free if you want. Yeah, for all the freeloaders, I have free videos just for you.
free videos, all right? So you could just check it out for free and then you could get out. Nothing wrong with that, all right? So, and on top of that, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. That's right. No questions asked. I don't mind. I just want you guys to check it out because I know when you take one look, you're going to want to buy it. I can promise you. Just like my other course, the psychological game of attraction, it was a hit. You're going to love this one. This one is not about manipulation. This is genuine natural chemistry. Order it now, all right? I'll see you guys inside. Peace out.